All right, Coach, this is the New Haven Chargers. It's a team you haven't played against. They're new to the NEC, coming up from D2 to D1, but you've played a lot of these schools that have done that transition coming up from D2 to D1. I mean, what's that kind of like from your perspective?
Schools take it different ways. So some schools on their first year struggle with just the tempo of what it means to be a D1 program versus a D2 program, like speed wise. Sometimes the game literally gets faster. But I've seen many schools come from D2 into D1. They get overlooked because they were playing a D2 schedule the year before, and they come out and they rip through the conference. They do a great job. For them, they come in knowing they have something to prove, and they kind of have that chip on the shoulder to prove everyone wrong that they should not be overthought or overlooked. So they come in fighting hard. And I've seen a lot of schools go from D2 to D1 in their first year of conference do pretty well, right? So they're definitely not a school to overlook next year because no one knows what they're bringing.
Yeah, and one thing we do really know, new coach as well, but we know that they're from the NE10. It's a good D2 volleyball conference, and they've won a lot of games there. So there's a lot of returning players that have won a ton of volleyball games. Does that kind of belief add anything to the equation for them?
I mean, you have to know how to win, which sounds crazy, but some schools they aren't used to having winning seasons or winning a lot of volleyball games, so they struggle being able to produce winning seasons. Until you learn how to win, you struggle winning. So this is a school that already knows how to win. So they're going to come in with this conference knowing how to win a volleyball game already. And whereas it's going to be different, every team you play is different. So they're going to come in with the proper mindset, most likely, and know the feeling of getting to that 25th point first. So it'll be interesting.
Jumping on now, it's the New Haven Chargers' first year in the NEC, first year in D1 in the big leagues. We're here with Coach Foster and Sofia Kemke, All-NE10 last year. Coach, Sofia, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Coach, I want to start with you. Welcome to the big leagues, D1 volleyball, but you've had some impressive success over at Nichols College. What does this jump up, though, up to the D1 level? What does this change for you?
To be honest, it really doesn't change a whole lot. I still recruit the same way. I still coach the same way. I have high expectations for all of my players in my program, and I want them to achieve that at all costs. As far as recruiting goes, I've made a lot of connections throughout my time as an assistant coach recruiting coordinator at the D1 level, and I'm just going to kind of leverage those relationships and help build a team that will continue the success that New Haven has had throughout its 48 years of being a program.
Yeah, and definitely want to talk about that success moving forward here. But Sophia, to jump to you real fast, you've had some success recently. You're an All-NE10 player coming into this season, right? But that's D2. Now we're up at the D1 level. What do you have to do to take your game
Yeah.
to the next step and kind of have that level of success up here?
So for me, that has passed. I mean, I still have to put even more effort in. For me, this year that has passed was really good for me. Yes, I played really good. Um, my team was successful, but now for this new year, I'm looking forward to help my team even more. You know, whole new season with 10 incoming freshmen. So yeah, I think like we have a good relationship as a team, and hopefully, um, hopefully we can keep on track and yeah, have high expectations.
Mhm. So, Coach, to jump back to you, you talked about New Haven's success, 48 years. But one of the things that we've really seen, especially in the past couple years, these are teams that are competing in the thick of it with the NE10, which is, for anyone watching not familiar, an outstanding volleyball conference at the D2 level. Teams like Bentley, New Haven is one of the top ones there as well. What has to happen with this new era in New Haven athletics? What do you have to do to maintain that level of success?
Yeah, I think for me, as far as the recruiting goes, it's leveraging the success that we have had. I think that's the biggest thing is, like I said, it's 48 years of a program, and two of those seasons two of those 48 years we didn't have winning records, and that was it, right? The success is next to none as far as even the Division 2 level goes. Nobody really has had that type of sustained success for as long as we have had. So it's really just about leveraging that and creating an environment and a culture in which people feel that they can come in and be successful. I think those are the biggest things that I have to do for that matter of keeping us at, that top level of schools.
And Sophia, of course, you were here last year. You were able to create really the past 2 years. New Haven's kind of a house of horrors for teams coming in there. Over the past 2 seasons, what lost, I think, one, maybe 2 games, just 1 game last year. What makes playing at home such an advantage for New Haven?
I think we like most of the times that we play at home, we had a really good crowd. Some of the other athletes came and helped to cheer on us. We all good friends, so when we have time, we go to their games. They come to our games, and also some parents they live close. They come and they cheer for us. So I think having this connection with people, and also with like enjoying the place that you play for, I think is like one really good advantage for us. So I think it helps a lot.
Mm. Coach, when I was looking through the schedule, especially with a new team, new coach, I love seeing things like this where you've got this road trip, 2 games in Las Cruces, New Mexico State. What does kind of having that time away from campus, just you, just the team, what's that going to be able to do for a team's culture and chemistry?
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge for us, especially since we're not getting a full month's worth of preseason like a lot of other teams are. I think getting away from campus, especially knowing that we would have already played 3 games prior to that, will give everybody kind of an opportunity to refocus and understand, like, okay, look back at those 3 games that we've played already, and how are we going to improve for the rest of the season. And I think it's just huge for us to be able to go out there, especially with, there's 2 players from Texas, one from Arizona, that are coming in this year, and it's a good opportunity for them to see their parents after being dropped off at school, and for their parents to come out and see us play in person instead of having to come all the way across the country. Um, but as far as like, it's just going to continue to build that culture and that buy-in. I think road trips are always enlightening because you can't really go anywhere, right? We're together. We're in a van or a bus or on a plane. We're getting to know everybody on a deeper level outside of just volleyball, and I've found that having those types of relationships help build a more buy-in, and a little bit better cohesion within the program. Besides just saying, "Hey, you're good at volleyball. Let's only focus on volleyball. Let's only focus on this." It's no, I want to know you outside of volleyball. What do you do for fun? Who are your friends? What do you read books? Do you watch any shows? Like all those types of things. And so it'll just help us continue to create the culture that we're trying to build here.
And Sophia, jump back to you. I know last year you played against the team SCSU, South Connecticut. That was a big rival
Mhm.
in city for New Haven. Well, that's in the past now. You're moving up, and
The
I want
best
to
now.
I want
Hmm.
to tell you about this team from New Britain, Connecticut, Central Connecticut State. That's
Hmm.
that's kind of how I think things are going to look for as a measuring stick in the future, and you get to close the season with them. So you've
Yes.
mentioned you're friends with everyone, the other programs in New Haven. They're all playing Central Connecticut State. What's it going to mean to be able to maybe put a check mark in your column if you're able to knock them off the last game this season for really the athletic department, the programs you're friends with as a whole?
Uh, I mean, for me, it doesn't really change a lot because I think we still have to play our game. We have to put the same effort in, independent of who's in the other side of the court. If it's Central Connecticut, if it's Chicago State, or whoever we're playing against, I think we have to put the same effort in. And yeah, hopefully our friends are calm and support us, and hopefully we win that game. But yeah, I think
Yeah, give it time. Coach,
yeah, exactly. I'm excited.
you gotta be. This is these rivalries are the lifeblood of not just college sports, but especially NEC. We're watching this carefully. We're excited for it because I gotta tell you, the Central Connecticut fans are not all happy
Mhm.
about New Haven being here. So, we want you to show them what's
Oh,
up.
really?
Uh
Uh-huh.
huh. Coach, you get a little bit of, I wouldn't say a break. College volleyball coaches are probably the hardest working coaches at this level. All the different hats they have to wear, but you're only coaching women's volleyball this year. What does that kind of chance to focus on, as opposed to what you did at Nichols? What's that going to do for your organization and your ability to build this program?
Yeah, I think it just gives me more opportunity to focus on the one team, on recruiting just for this one team, building a schedule, one that I think is. I think next year our schedule is going to be next to none as far as who we're going to be playing. I kind of did it at Nichols with the men's program. We were playing the best of the best, basically the whole non-conference season, and I could foresee that happening next year as well. But I think it just gives an opportunity for me to not necessarily relax, but not have to worry about. I got to talk to this guy today and then this girl tomorrow, or 10 minutes from now, or whatever it might be. It can just simply just be focused on, hey, how am I going to make the University of New Haven's women's program better? What can I do to make this program better? And so it just eases the, not necessarily the pressure, but um, it gives me an opportunity to really refocus at the end of the season and say, okay, hey, what did we do wrong? And not have to worry about, hey, I'm back in 3 weeks and I'm coaching a completely different team, and whatnot. So it just gives an opportunity to refocus and figure out what did we do wrong and how can we be better in the spring. What do we need to work on in the spring, and what can I find in the portal or even in incomers that are going to help make this program better each and every day that they step on the court.
Coach, is there pressure? 48 seasons, 46 of them have been good.
I mean, you know what? It's Division One athletics. There's always pressure. It's we have a huge alumni base that wants us to be successful. We have an athletic department that wants us to be successful. I want us to be successful, and I can't really speak for Sophia, but I think that with her return and the seniors and grad students that we have coming back, they want to be successful as well. They haven't missed an NCAA tournament during their time here. Unfortunately, we obviously won't be in this year, or for the next 3 years for that matter. But I think our goal essentially this year is to kind of set the standard for this is what we're going to be in the NEC. We are not someone to be slept on. We're coming out here and we're going to give it our 110% effort each and every time we step on the court. And whether we win, lose, whatever it might be, they're going to remember playing the University of New Haven because they're going to have to give us their best each and every time, each and every single point, each and every single set. There's no letdowns from us. There's no, oh, this is an easy game for somebody. We're going to give it to whoever wants to step on the court, and we're not afraid of playing literally anybody.
And Sophia, just to, I guess, piggyback and close it off with you, what does success look like for you in this last season?
I think just try our best. Honestly, I think everyone's in the same page, you know, and also everyone is working for the same goal. All of the girls want to be there. There's no one that doesn't want to be there, and the girls show that on spring. And I know that all these girls that are coming in also want to be there, helping us with the best that they have. And yeah, we want to show the world who is New Haven.
All right. Coach Sofia, thank you so much
Hmm.
for joining us here from Connecticut, from Brazil. Appreciate your time.